All right, how we doing tonight? Everybody have a good Thursday, hopefully. So, what are we working on tonight? Looks like Heritage High Number Baseball is what we've got on tap. So, we are going to go over a little bit of information here just to make sure everybody's on the same page, and then we're going to get down to business because it's all paid up tonight. We don't have anything we've got to wait on there. We're just going to be ready to roll. Feedback is automated on eBay. Anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you will instantly get positive feedback in return. But far more importantly than that is a big thank you. I appreciate you being here, bidding, breaking, chatting, hanging out with me, keeping me company, all that kind of good stuff. So let's go ahead and look at what is coming up in the days ahead. It's pretty sparse right now, isn't it? Right? I know. So tomorrow night, we're going to break another 10-box half case of Elite Extra Edition Baseball. Those are once again loose boxes from shared cases. Saturday through Monday, off nights. Tuesday, I would have normally listed for tonight, but I'm not quite sure what we're going to open. I'm trying to find something that my distributors still have in stock that we might be able to get in here in time to open it on Tuesday. So that's why it says TBD. We'll have to figure that one out. Shipping for what we're working on tonight. I'm thinking Monday is probably when it's going to be out the door and on the way to you. Now, as always, that's plus or minus a day. If I can get it done faster than that, I will. And of course, if something unexpected were to come up, it could always go a day later. As it stands right now, I do expect it to be Monday when it heads out the door. Every team is going to pull cards in here. There's a lot of cards in this break. So we don't have to worry about consolation cards. We can keep right on moving there. So this is a half case break, 6 boxes of 2020 blah, 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 of 2020 Heritage High Number Baseball. This is the back half of a case that we started, last week, this week? I don't know, recently, whenever it released. I guess it was Friday, maybe. Yeah, I think. Anyway, it ended tonight on eBay, and we're breaking it the same night, Thursday night, the 7th of January. And of course, you know this format by now, I bet. We have got our team names on the left-hand side and the eBay user ID of each winning bidder is across from their team on the opposite side. So there we go. That is all the news to use there. The last little thing I need to do before we can get right into business here, the focus. I know I'm going to make it blurry in the background, and you're going to be like, hey, what? Why'd you do that? I know. Doesn't make sense, does it? But kind of it does. You'll see. We'll be able to see the cards better this way by getting that old background out of our way. So Heritage Baseball has Heritage and High Number. Of course, this is High Number we're opening tonight. Has lots of base cards in it. Lots and lots of base cards in it. But also nestled in there amongst our base cards, we'll have a few inserts. We're also going to have an autograph or a relic card in every single box. Now, there are things in here that we may catch going through live and may not catch till we sort, so I'm going to make you aware of that. And there's a few things that can entail. Sometimes we find action image variations, and sometimes we find what are considered high number short prints, which is anything from 701, excuse me, 701 and above in this product would be considered a high number short print. And then, of course, action image or other variations, hopefully we would see as they went through. But even if we don't see them, hey, don't worry. If I would find it in sorting, and if I somehow missed it live and missed it in sorting, you're still going to get it anyway because all the cards ship out of here. So that's the good news. If you see it, if it's in here and it's due to go to you, it's going to head your way. We also will find one box loader per box. This particular one happens to be one of the Super Baseball cards and is for the Mets and Pete Alonso. Mets, of course, making big news today with the acquisition of Francisco Lindor and Carrasco from the Indians. So nice big trade for them. Coming out swinging. That's what the Mets are doing. They sent off a few prospects, and I forget what else in return. I was more interested in, hey, where's Lindor going than what they sent. I guess I should have looked better at those. Jay Allen's here. Hi, Jay Allen. How are you? You need Phillies, Blue Jays, and Orioles. All righty. We'll work on that for you. For some reason, Topps made these wrappers funky, the way Panini's made theirs. Normally, Topps wrappers, you can grab them at a seam, pull them straight down, and you don't have to, do this number. Usually just comes a nice little strip down there and with Topps wrappers. But now, starting with this product anyway, we're having to open them the same way you open Panini ones, which is pulling them apart at the seams. And it takes longer and it's louder. It's noisy. But it's what we got to do because they're not coming apart the other way. So we'll just have to work with it, won't we? Jay Allen says, now the bottom of this case. Yeah, we did have the hot box in the first part of this case, by the way. So for those of you who are wondering or might be wondering about that, we have hit the hot box. I don't really remember what else we hit. If we hit autographs, relics, or a mix thereof, I don't remember that part, but I do remember the hot box. So that's the deal with it. And of course, tomorrow night back into Elite Extra Edition again. And I thought I had some football lined up for us to break on Tuesday night, but the place I was going to buy it from apparently sold it all out right before I called earlier this week. So I missed out on that, and I'm still trying to track down something interesting for us to open on Tuesday. So if I do, we'll break on Tuesday, but I'll run it as a 3-day auction since, it would have had to have otherwise been listed today. And if I can't find us anything interesting for Tuesday, then I guess we'll wait until Wednesday when Playbook Football is due to come out. So that's kind of how it's going to look. Jay Allen says he's sleepy. He's only hanging out for the first box. Hey, I get it, man. I'm sleepy myself. I had to get up really early today and take care of some appointments and things as well. So I get it, man. I feel your pain on that. And now and then insert, we're going to find plenty of these along the way. So they are just unnumbered inserts, of course. And then all of our base, we're going to go pretty quickly through our base and through most of the inserts since they are generally unnumbered, as is this one, an award winners. That particular one is Justin Verlander. But before it is all said and done, we will see several of those. Let's see if is that a high number? No. Thought it might have been a short print, but it fooled me. It was not. Now, very occasionally, I might miss the autograph. Excuse me. I know that sounds crazy, but it's because they all have the imprint autograph on them, sometimes making it harder to notice the actual live in the product autograph. So if you do see me go by an actual autograph at any point that I haven't stopped on, please flag me and let me know. Otherwise, we'll obviously go back to and find it at some point, but it'd be better if we got it live. And I need to get a couple little sleeves out here. There are a couple of different chrome parallels that we can find. One of them looks like this, which has it is chrome, but it is also a refractor. And this one for the Blue Jays, and it is numbered to 571. So anytime you have the chrome refractors, they are to 571. We can also find chrome parallels in here, which are not refractors, and those are done, oh, that's a tree. Those are done a little differently and numbered to 599. I thought that was something stamped on that card. Good grief. Tells you about my eyesight, doesn't it? 1971 World Series highlights. Again, an unnumbered insert, which we will see plenty of times before we finish things up here tonight, but just pointing it out as we go along. And then, of course, we've got the Let's Play, technically Let's Play 2 inserts. They're all going to be Ernie Banks. They're all going to be for the Cubs. They're going to come out one per box. And I generally shorten it and just call it Let's Play or Play. So I know, verbally lazy. I know I am, but hey. My throat's sore tonight a little bit too. Not exactly sore, but I don't know. I think I just flapped my gums too much yesterday and today, perhaps. I don't know. But anyway, so we're going to try to, we might talk a little less than normal, which some of you are probably very thankful for, aren't you? But nobody's really chatting anyway. Jay Allen had a chat in there, but we know he's getting ready to head off to to catch some Z's pretty soon. And after that, I think it'll probably be pretty quiet in here. That's how the other case of this went, and also how Elite Extra Edition wasn't super lively either. So not a ton of these that we'll run across. They are not numbered either, but you got your white border inserts here. That sleeve is not cooperating, so let's just get a new one. That is San Francisco Giants and Wong. So we'll set that aside, seeing as how it does not come out very often. And what else? What else do we need to talk about with this product? I think that's generally about it. There's just tons of base. That's the main thing. Just takes us a while to get through it. Oh, rookie performers. Okay, this is the first time we've seen one of these come through as well. Unnumbered, same as the other unnumbered inserts, but nonetheless nice to have. Jay Allen says, "Yeah, I miss it from time to time." I know he's talking about the autograph when I mentioned it earlier. I definitely have zipped right past them before and not caught them, just because you get used to seeing it on every card, and I'm multitasking and things, and sometimes I don't catch them. That's why I try to warn you guys up front. Hey, if you see it, it's not on purpose. So we find them one way or another. Anyway, if you don't catch them, I go back through until we find it if we get to the end of the box. Trevor's Story is our hit in here. That's Colorado Rockies. It is a Clubhouse Collection relic out of box number 1. Jay Allen said there's at least one uncooperative sleeve a day. Yeah, there is. I think part of it is quality control. I think the other part of it is, when I take them out, of course, put them out on the table, and then I lay them, put them back in the bags. And I think sometimes I just, they get a little bent or something somewhere on them when they go back in the bag. And then, of course, if they've got any kind of bend in them, the card doesn't want to fit in there right. So we'll find a few of these two for various teams. This particular one, Homer Twins, it's obviously for the Twins, but it's always going to be a couple of players from the same team with some kind of little headline referencing, Homer Twins or whatever. So that insert we will find a few times before we finish up tonight as well. And I guess that's mostly, I think that's all the factual stuff that we had to discuss tonight anyway. See, there's a couple I thought might have been high number short, but guess what? They weren't. I was wrong, wasn't I? Michael says there are also franchises in one mini per case. Yes, you are right about that. We hit the mini already out of the first half, I do believe. Didn't we, Jay Allen? You were with me for the first half of this. Didn't we hit the mini? I think we did. Forgot to mention that a while ago. Sorry. Yeah, we did hit the mini, and I know we hit the hot boxes. 99% sure the mini. And Jay Allen confirms it. Yeah, that's what I thought, but Jay Allen's really better about remembering that stuff sometimes than I am. Again, multitasking, my poor old tired brain, it just doesn't retain every single thing like it used to. But thank you, Michael, for reminding me about that, because I had forgotten to address that entirely. So we have baseball's greatest moments, and this is our box loader here. And Mookie Betts, Red Sox, he still was on this card, or he's featured as a Red Sox player on that card, however you want to say it. Point is, it goes to the Red Sox. Well, Michael, French text, anything, again, guys, as I said before, anything that we catch that is a variant that we see live, obviously I'm going to call it out if I see it. If you see it and I haven't called it out, then you just flag it, and I'll go back through and find it. Anything that I don't see live, I will hopefully catch in sorting, because I do double check it all again when I sort. And if for some crazy, freaky reason I miss it both live and in the sort, which would be somewhat unusual, but certainly could happen, then you're still going to get it because all the cards ship. So you would get it regardless. But obviously the goal is to catch as much of it live as possible, but some things you just don't see live or you don't notice live. So just reiterating that we spoke about at the beginning of the break. Anything I see, I will flag. Anything that you see that I didn't see, feel free to jump into chat and flag it. And we'll go back through and find it. So we'll do the best we can to catch them all. But in products like this, which have not a lot of variance and a lot of base, it is not usually as easy to catch it because, you know, the base is kind of overwhelming sometimes in products like this. Makes it easy for something to slide by. Well, right, Michael, I'm not speaking specifically about just the French back, right? Okay, I'm also speaking about action, image, variance, any kind of variation at all. I'm just saying if you see it and I don't, you let me know and I'll go back and find it. Anything that I don't catch live, I would obviously see when sorting, one would hope, and usually I do. Now, it would be extremely unlikely for a French back to get by me because those are pretty obvious. So I would see that in sorting, I would certainly think. But again, anything is possible. But all the cards do ship. So if for some reason I miss that or some other variant when we are breaking or when we are sorting, you would still get it and you would have an opportunity to see it when it showed up at your house. Hopefully, I would find it well before then. Usually I do. But every once in a while, something does get by me that I don't catch live or otherwise. So that's why I'm letting everybody know that's how it works. So you will obviously get all the cards that are due to your team regardless. There is number 2, $9.99. That is the example of the chrome insert that is the base chrome insert, okay? So the base chrome always numbered to $9.99. And also in regard to your French text, your French backs, those are super, super rare. So it's not like those come out by a zillion a case. In fact, I've never pulled one. In all the Heritage and all the Heritage high number I've opened, I have never one time pulled one of those. So they don't come out super frequently, but that's what I'm saying. That's one I don't think I would miss when I was sorting, but hey, you never know. That's Paul Goldschmidt Clubhouse Collection Relic is our hit for this box, and it is going to St. Louis and the Cardinals. But yeah, there are certainly variants that are easier to hit than others. Obviously, action image variations, one of the more common ones, but there certainly are some other variants that are possible, but just not super likely. You said a lot of players in high number you've never heard of. There's another Let's Play, Ernie Banks for the Cubs. Well, I mean, these guys are a lot of times, not always, but a lot of these guys in high number Heritage are, they've changed teams or they're call-ups or things like that. Obviously, not all of them are, but maybe some of the ones where you don't recognize some of the names could be young guys that are recent call-ups and that sort of thing. So that's part of how this works. But I don't, honestly, I guess they just do it to keep the base set manageable because, man, if you can imagine all of the cards that we have in regular Heritage and then all of the cards that we have in Heritage high number, if you can imagine all of that being one massive set, holy cow, that would be something, wouldn't it? I would still be sorting that next year. It is crazy. As it is, it takes a very long time to get this product sorted, much longer than you would think. That was another one that we talked about earlier, the inserts that are just for various teams. That was Rookies of the Year, and it was for the Astros. But yeah, actually the sorting, I guess, truthfully, I mean, it's long. The sorting takes an hour or more, probably, I guess, more. But then the shipping part, oh, it takes forever with this many cards. So if it takes an hour to sort it, it probably takes an hour and a half to get it ready to ship, and then maybe another 30 or 40 minutes to finish it up, seal it up, do the labels and all that stuff. So altogether, actually, it has to take longer than that because I think the last group I did, it ended up taking me almost 5 hours from start to finish, which is crazy, isn't it? But that's how it goes in products like this, which I also have to I'm also double checking to make sure that I didn't miss hits and all that stuff. So that probably slows it down a little too, because I go through and check all the codes on the backs usually to try to make sure we didn't overlook anything that we should have seen. So yeah, it's a process, that's for sure. It's a fun product though. Reminds me, being younger when when all baseball cards were made like this, with this texture and this kind of look. And so I've always liked products like this and archives because they remind me when I was younger. Michael, you said you've seen quite a few boxes of high number that have had multiple hits. Yeah, you know what? I guess we had the one. Jay Allen is reminding me of that too. The one had two relics. I don't even remember who the two players were, but we did have just the one box in there with the extra hit. So hey, maybe we'll get lucky tonight and have another one. So our box loader here. This is an original 1971 card. And with that comes all the wear that you might imagine. So you can see there's all kinds of chipping and wear and rounded corners. And I mean, these cards are always a hot mess. I've seen them creased and everything else. This one is pretty much a representation of about what you would expect from a card that's been in circulation since 1971. But hey, they're free. So we just take them and roll right on, don't we? So our box loader there going to the Indians with the Eddie Leon 1971 card. The only thing they really do is add those stamps on there, gold stamps as an update. So that's really all they do. Oh, Michael, you like the buybacks. Okay. A lot of people do not. A lot of people just are like, oh, I don't like those cards. They're in terrible shape and blah, blah, blah. Like, well, I mean, they are in bad shape. They are absolutely in bad shape. But that's kind of part of what makes them cool, I think. Now, they're not going to be worth money. It's not like you're going to go out and sell them and make money on them. But I think that they are kind of just a nice, fun throwback to the product. But again, that's probably just because it reminds me of when I collected when I was young. Now, I wasn't collecting in 1971, but I was collecting by the late 1970s. And cards still pretty much felt and looked like this, or pretty similar to it in the late 70s. So, it's nostalgic for me. Michael, you had 3 boxes in one break that had both an autograph and a relic. Wow, I'd love to hit that. We have not seen that. We just had the one that had the second relic in it, but I would love to see one that had, or a bunch that had autographs and relics. That would work really well, wouldn't it? I like that plan. I think we should focus our efforts and hope we can make that happen. I could definitely get into that vibe, that's for sure. So, anyway, so I thought the trade was interesting today. I mean, the Mets, I think that effectively puts the Mets out of the Trevor Bauer sweepstakes, but I thought they got a pretty good haul there, the Mets did. I think they made out better on that deal than Cleveland did. Of course, Cleveland was never going to keep Lindor because they have in mind to pay him. So, or maybe they did, but they spent it somewhere else. I don't know. All I know is they were not going to cough up what it was going to take to keep Lindor. So I think the Indians got a good return on their investment, but really I think in the long run, the Mets will have won that trade in the long haul. You can see the corner on that, so I got a slight bend on it, or maybe you can't. Maybe if I hold it that way, you can. I don't know exactly how to show it to you, but there is a bent corner right there, right out of the pack in the upper right-hand corner on that. Now, I realize that is just a base card, but I am pointing that out because sometimes that's indicative of problems that we may see throughout a box or in additional packs. This is a high number short print, Ozuna for the Braves. Remember, that's anything that is 701 or higher is the high number short print. And hopefully our little bent corner is not going to be indicative of any problems that we might see throughout, but because, sometimes I don't catch stuff like that live. So when I do, I like to make a note of it so you guys can also help me keep an eye out for any irregularities in this box. So we have an autograph hit here, and it's headed to Minnesota and the Twins. Max Kepler autograph. So at the moment, we've hit 2 relics and now 1 autograph. So not too bad. Sometimes in this product you have a lot more relics than autos, and sometimes they're fairly even. That was one for the Dodgers. It said Los Angeles Luminaries on it. And, so what else can we say here about this product? I mean, that's kind of it. That's kind of the deal. You either really like it because maybe people like to set build, so a lot of people probably enjoy it for that reason. And then there's the people like me who like it because it reminds you of when you were younger. And honestly, some of the hits in here are very nice at times, and you can definitely pull some really good stuff, but with 1 hit per box, it's a little harder to do in this product than in some others, of course. This is a chrome variant, or a chrome a chrome refractor variant. There we go, numbered to 571. And that's Tommy Kahnle for the Yankees. And didn't he just get traded? I think he did, didn't he? Pretty sure he did. But anyway, he's Yankees on there, so that's where he goes. I'm just kind of mentally taking some notes. There's our Ernie Banks play for the Cubbies. Again, those come out, generally speaking, 1 per box. Somewhere in that general neighborhood is where they have been falling for us. There was a Jarrell Cotton. Do you remember when he was a rookie? He was Oakland, right? As a rookie? I'm pretty sure that's right. And I swear to you, I think we pulled that guy. If we pulled him once, we pulled him 20,000 times. And then I really haven't seen him since, I don't think, until I just noticed him on that card right there. It's like, where's that guy been? Why haven't we seen him anymore? I don't know. But it hasn't been that long back that we hit a Mike Trout autograph out of Heritage High number. It was red ink, too. It was last season or season before, one or the other. But, they do, even in products like this, which are certainly, compared to many products, affordable to buy into. Even so, they still put the big boys in these products, too, which I like about that. With Panini, it seems like they do it a little differently, doesn't it? If you want to hit your Tom Brady's and Ben Roethlisberger's and those kind of guys in Panini, you pretty much know there's a handful of products where you're likely to hit that. While they may be in other products, you're probably not likely to hit them. But in Topps, yeah, I've seen some really nice hits come out of all kinds of price points, so I like the way they do it. That is a straight chrome, meaning it will be numbered to 999 because it is not the refractor variant, and it is headed to the St. Louis Cardinals with Kim. My throat is definitely feeling the effects of something. Here's a weird thing. This is going to be something you don't care about, but that's all right. Just like I don't have anything else to share with you. You're probably like, no, that's not all right. But it's basically this. When I was younger, I had my tonsils removed. When I was very young, like a kid, had my tonsils removed. And then about, I don't know, 8 years ago, somewhere in that vicinity, one day I woke up and I had a sore throat. Just out of nowhere, didn't really know why. And then as the morning went on, my throat started like swelling shut. Right? Weird. So, of course, I had to get in to see the doctor because, well, hey, my throat is swelling shut. Come to find out that whenever they removed my tonsils when I was a kid, they had left some tiny little piece of tonsil in there. And then the stupid tiny little piece of tonsil that I hadn't even known was there for all these years had an abscess on it. How crazy is that? They still didn't go cut it out. All they did was drain the abscess. But ever since then, they've said, well, if you get that once, you're likely to get it again. And the next time we'll have to cut it out. I'm thinking, won't you just cut it out now, man? So every time I get any little twinge in my throat, I'm like, oh no, is it that tonsil? That's the Giants, and it was the greatest moments variant for our box loader. But of course, I'm sure this is not that. I think I probably really did just wear out my voice a little bit, but I do that when I'm at sporting events too. Sometimes I do that when I'm home and just watching sporting events. Those are the days when everybody else in the household likes to avoid me, when I end up with a strange throat because I've been yelling at my team through the television. Those are never good days for everybody else, right? But I don't know. I don't do that too much. Well, now I will talk to the television a lot, but I'm not always screaming in a bad way. A lot of times I'm cheering and screaming in a good way. But I always, if I'm at a live sporting event, I always come home hoarse because I am always screaming and yelling at those things. I guess everybody is. Which is probably why they don't want us going to them in the time of COVID, right? Because we'd all be projecting our germs way more than 6 feet, I guess. Of course, you've got the NFL playoffs coming up this weekend, so that's going to be fun. See who moves on. I hope my Steelers do, but I don't know. It's like we've had two distinctly different teams this year. We had the team that started out and won all those games and looked really good, and then we had the team that played against the Ravens the second time, and although they won, boy, they looked like they should have lost because they just did not play well. And then, of course, they promptly did lose a bunch of games in a row right after that and looked terrible in the first half against the Colts. And then somehow magically in the second half against the Colts came back and looked like the original team that won all the games at the start of the season. So I don't know which Steelers team I'm going to get this weekend. If I get the early season Steelers team, we will win. If I get the late season team, oh boy, that is a toss-up. Of course, we've had injuries, but so has everybody else. Can't really blame it on that too much. Oh, Michael, you also had abscess tonsils. Isn't that the craziest thing? I mean, it would have been one thing if I had known I had that little tiny piece of tonsil in there. That would have been one thing, but all those years, no one ever told me. Like anybody who examined me, nobody ever said, "Hey, did you know you've got a tiny little piece of tonsil back in your throat?" So you can imagine, I was completely surprised when they're like, "Oh yeah, you have a throat abscess on your tonsil." I'm like, "Wait, what? I don't have tonsils." Yes, you do. So I guess that tells you a little something about surgery that took place in the late 70s. I guess they weren't real thorough since they left a chunk of the tonsil in there, I guess. Super strange. But I'm hoping it never happens again. But ever since that guy told me that, though, he's like, once you get that once, you're a lot more likely to get it again. I was like, oh, guy, why'd you have to tell me that, man? Nobody wants to know that. You just want to be like, oh, yeah, it's once in a lifetime. It'll never happen to you again. Okay, thank you. That's the kind of stuff you want to hear, right? So this is the Chrome Ozuna. Of course, we saw him earlier in the paper as the high number short print. There he is as a Chrome variant for Atlanta. And I found out, we just found out today, my mom got exposed to COVID yesterday in a big way. So, of course, my mother is, elderly and has some underlying health conditions. So we're just all holding our breath that nothing develops. She had helped her sister get back and forth to a doctor's appointment, who is older than my mother. And then my aunt, her sister, my mom helped her yesterday, and then last night my aunt came down with a fever and got tested this morning and tested positive. So, oh boy. So we don't quite know yet how much her symptoms are going to be for my aunt. We're hoping, obviously, not too severe, but then we don't even know yet if my mom's going to get it or not. But boy, they were in the car together. Of course, my mom's smart, so she had them both in masks, and she had my aunt in the back seat on the passenger side and all that kind of stuff. So we're hoping it was enough to keep her from getting it. But I mean, gosh, to be this close to a vaccine and for them to be able to get the vaccine so close, and then we have that happen. There's our Ernie Banks for this box going to the Cubs. So everybody's a little bit on pins and needles around here, waiting to see how all of this plays out. And my uncle had also helped their brother. So there's 6 of those kids. So her brother had also helped her yesterday with some stuff and was in the car with her as well. So we got a whole hotline now of quarantined family waiting to see what happens. So yikes. Hoping for the best, of course. Hey, this is good because it is hand numbered. My favorite kind of numbering is hand numbering. This is Javi Baez. You'll see it down there at the bottom. It's hand numbered to 99. That is the gold variant of our Clubhouse Collection relics. And of course, those are always game used in this product. So that's a nice little change of pace when they're game used. Of course, you know my philosophy on that. When something is game used, I always want it to be like muddy or dirty or grass stains or blood or, I don't know. You want something on it so it looks like not pristine. So here we go, talking about multiple hits in a box. So we've got a pair of hits in this box, as a matter of fact. It is Jackie Bradley Jr. with a Clubhouse Collection relic. And going to the Red Sox, that is hit number 2 out of box number 4. So there we go. We did get lucky and get a bonus. What do you think about that? Michael says, yay, 2-hitter. Exactly. We like it when that happens. Really, I wish they would put more than one hit in here. I wish they would make this product like one autograph and one relic per box. And even if they had to raise the price of it, not like hugely raise the price, right? But like raise it by, I don't know, $5 or $10 a box, but guarantee one autograph and one relic per box. I would love if they would do that with this product, but I'm sure they're not going to. They are raising the prices on everything next year, though. That they've already released. Verlander and the Astros. It is baseball's greatest moments is our box topper here. Yeah, it's brutal, man. Topps has made some big jumps on their stuff for next year. Now, some things are maybe 25-30% increase, and those you can kind of live with, right? I mean, it's a little more than normal, but it's not outrageous. There are other products that they have increased 50, 60, 70% in price from last year, from 2020 to 2021. So, and some of them are very popular products like Bowman. So be prepared for some sticker shock when you start seeing prices come out for 2021 products, because man, Topps pretty much across the board raised their prices, and as I said, in some cases extremely significantly. Now Panini has already done a little bit of that, but they seem to be picking and choosing their products. It seemed like with Panini, what they thought might be a hot seller, they raised more than what they thought would just be a normal kind of, run-of-the-mill seller. But Topps just looks like they are wholesale across the board, giving us a big jump in 2021. So, Michael, you said you got the Red Sox for the lady and the Braves for you. Oh, awesome. Well, look at that. So you guys both have some stuff. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. I like that. And it's fun that you collect together. I think that's very nice. I like that when you can share the experience. It definitely makes it more fun. And it also means, guess what? The other person won't complain when you spend money on it. That's the thing. That's the key for me right there. See? It's like, yeah, you be interested in this too, and then I can spend more money on it without you complaining about it. That's probably the wrong way to look at it, I know. And I'm sort of being funny, but also kind of sort of telling the truth. It is good to have shared hobbies, absolutely. But it does also make it easier when you want to buy something. So I'm just saying. Michael says you can't see the mosaic holding its value on the market. Well, I mean, some of that stuff though, like the mosaic, that particular price increase was not from Panini. I mean, yes, they had it priced competitively, we'll say, or not, maybe slightly aggressively. There's Let's Play for the Cubs out of this box, or Let's Play 2 to be specific. But a lot of what you see on Mosaic is secondary market. I mean, it was so hard to get your hands on that. And instantly, it seems these days, when something comes out, the secondary market prices go through the roof. And then you have places like all these online retailers who, many of whom have bought it at the original factory price. And instead of still selling it at the suggested MSRP, of course, they see the price jumps in the secondary market. Well, they're not going to lose out on all that money. So they instantly raise their prices to compete with that, to be the same as that. And therefore, it looks like the product itself was always released at this much higher price directly from Panini, but that was not the case. I mean, yes, they had it priced slightly aggressively, is the way I'll say it, but they certainly didn't have it priced nearly where it hit on the secondary market. So there's several factors driving these crazy prices this year. And the other part of it is, of course, that they had to shut down that factory, right? I mean, what was it? Do you guys even remember back in the spring we had, oh, I don't even know. There's an action image variant, and it is Yasiel Puig for the Indians. And let's just get him a new sleeve too, because that didn't cooperate with us. So it was, I guess, like maybe 3 weeks-ish in the spring where the printing plant, which is in Texas, shut down. And that affected both Topps and Panini, and they couldn't release anything. So then when they did start releasing stuff, the way they did it is they came through and said, well, we're just going to print less of everything. Because if we print full print runs, we're never going to get caught up. So we're going to come through and we'll still release all the products that we said we're going to release. We're just going to make less of it. So on the face of it, that seems like a pretty good plan to get caught up. Well, what's happened is I think they have used that as an excuse to just continue to say, oh, we're not caught up, so we're making less, and therefore our prices have to be higher. And so they've kind of given us a little bit of a double whammy there. So they're making less, making the demand higher. It's been an unprecedented rookie year for some sports. There's another Ozuna high number short print for the Braves. And of course, the rookies always help drive the market. And then, you've got supply issues and you've got huge demand, and it just is like the perfect storm for them to raise prices while still printing less and saying, oh, yeah, we're not caught up yet, which then just further presses the demand beyond what would have already been a pretty good demand based on the rookie class. So I don't know. It is crazy, though. Some of that pricing is just nuts. And some of the prices that I'm seeing for next year as to what they're going to be charging us and what they're charging MSRP, some of those price jumps, like I look at that and just think, is that going to be sustainable? When you look at products like Bowman, which have been a pretty traditional price point for a very long time. And then the next thing you know, here they are messing with that one big time. It took a big jump. And you have to wonder, how are people going to react to that, especially after having suffered through so much upheaval and high prices this year. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Something feels weird on that. Is it the sleeve or the card? Must have been the sleeve. Must have had a wrinkle in it. Let's just toss it off to the side too. So we have a Clubhouse Collection relic that is the Cardinals and Yadi Molina. And I believe this is another 2-hit box because I see the edge of and felt another hit on the bottom. So just as Michael predicted, we are going to have a few boxes with multiple hits in them. So I think Michael brought us some good luck there, actually. Here is a Buster Posey relic, and this one is coming out for the San Francisco Giants. Clubhouse Collection relic brings us to our box number 6, box 6 of 6 here. And we're going to work our way through this and see if we can't invoke a little last box mojo. And of course, most of you probably know exactly what I'm talking about with that. But last box mojo, what is it? Well, it looks like this. We are all kind of collectively going to focus our energies here and see if we can't get the break mojo to kick in and deliver us some kind of super massive hit out of this last box. That's the idea. And sometimes it works. Sometimes the best stuff of the break ends up coming out of the last box. Not always, but sometimes. There is a Bryce Harper super baseball box loader, and that'll be going to the Philadelphia Phillies, which means that'll head to Jay Allen's house when it's all said and done. Blake is here. Blake's been quiet. We haven't heard anything from him tonight, but now he hit that Yadi Molina, so he's with us now. Says, let's go Cardinals. Nice go Cardinals. Nice go Cardinals. There we go. Did I get it that time? I don't know. I don't think I still got the inflection right, and Michael's got it right. He knows how Last Box Mojo works. He says we got to finish with a boom. So yeah, that's what we got to do. Let's get on it and finish with a boom. I hope so. Since you've been right in predicting that we would hit a few different boxes that each had multiple hits, let's now see if we can conjure up one like you referenced before that is one autograph and one relic. So far, our multi-box hits have been dual relics. So let's try to get another multi-hit box, but one autograph and one relic, or 2 autographs. Let's go for that. Why not go for that? Let's just go for it all. I would like that. Sometimes stuff like that happens. I think it was museum. It was either museum collection last year, meaning 2020, or museum collection 2019. One of those two. Somebody, I wasn't in the break, but one of the people in my break told me about it. Somebody did a break of a case of museum collection, and every single box that they opened had a 1 of 1 in it for the entire case. I mean, can you imagine? Like, that would be so much fun if every box you opened had a 1 of 1. So, I mean, sometimes they do that. And sometimes you'll get a box that just has crazy good hits in it. And all the hits in it are just on fire. And then you'll get other boxes where, you just have normally what you would expect. You get a nice hit and then some other average hits, or, all average hits or whatever. But every once in a while, you will find one of those magical boxes or cases where you're just on fire and everything's coming out right. We had one of those with Gypsy Queen this year, too, where just, we were pulling everything you could think of coming out right and left. It was nice. Those are fun to do. Because, of course, we want to make some money for you guys, and I like pulling the stuff too. I mean, I don't get to keep it, obviously, so that not worried about the keeping it part. It's just fun to pull it. I like to see it and I get as excited as if it were going to be my card a lot of times. People are probably like, "Well, that's dumb," but I don't know. I like it. I'm a collector myself. It's fun for me to see the nice hits, the good hits, big hits, whatever you want to call them. I enjoy it. So that is also a high number short print, the Giants and Kevin Gossman, which I'm still not sure why the Reds even did that. I mean, it's not like we had that much invested in him. I think we should have kept him, but of course we got him. We got him from the Braves originally, didn't we? Michael, wasn't he a Brave originally? I think another Ernie Banks for the Cubs. But you know how the Reds are. They don't keep anybody. They should keep a lot of people, but they don't. They're just irritating in the way they manage things over there at the Reds. Of course, y'all have heard me go off on that before, so I'll spare you my lecture tonight about how I feel about the Reds and their decision making. But anyway, what am I going to do? I've been a Reds fan since I was old enough to know what baseball was, because my dad was a Reds fan, and that's how he raised us to be, and so that's what we are. So even though they stink for like long periods of time, sometimes you got to stay with them. That's how it goes. Just got to work with it. So we do. But I would like to see them change things up in a good way, maybe, as opposed to some of the stuff they choose to do instead. Oh, Oyster Cracker is a Reds fan. Nice. Unless Trevor Bauer left since I last heard news today, he's still there. But I think the idea is we assume that he's going to leave because the Reds are not going to probably want to meet his contract price, or maybe not be able to meet his contract price. And, as usual, Reds are salary dumping. And so, I mean, I think he would stay with Cincinnati if they got somewhere remotely close to his price. But I don't think that they will, and I don't think he expects that they will. So, I mean, he's a free agent, so we'll just have to see what happens. He certainly hasn't gone anywhere as of yet. I think the Mets might have been a destination for him until that deal went down today. And of course, they in addition to Lindor, got Carrasco today. So they're not. I'm sure they're not going to then turn around and try to pay Trevor Bauer. Lance McCullers Jr., that's a high number short print, and it is headed to Houston, the Astros. Just as a reminder, anything that is 701 or higher is technically a short print in this product. But again, honestly, we see it a lot. Even though they are quote unquote short prints, you still see them pretty frequently. So I've called the ones that I saw. I'm sure that I've missed some that I didn't catch live, but I will endeavor to find them when I do the sorting, of course. And if I am able to locate them then, I will get them appropriately designated as such before they ship. Otherwise, of course, as I said before, you're still going to get it. All cards ship. That one was a high number short as well. It was the Brewers. Urias. I don't think that's how you say his name, but I say it wrong every time. So, ooh, look at that last box mojo, baby. That's what I'm talking about. White Sox. How about your Robert action variant for Chicago White Sox? There you go, kids. That right there, that's some money. That's my favorite hit out of this box, or out of this case so far. That's a nice one. So we like that. Oyster Cracker said you were hoping the Reds would be smart and keep him. Why no? But I mean, they're already disassembling the pitching staff. With Kevin Gossman and some of the other things they've done. They've already shipped off. Oh my gosh, why did I just blank on his name? Iglesias, Rafael Iglesias. They've already shipped him off, and I mean, they're just gonna slowly dismantle what they spent last season putting together. And I said I wasn't going to go on the rant. All right, so I'm just going to stop there. But yeah, I think they've made some bad moves, and I think they're trying to move some more people that are also going to result in being bad moves. And I will try to spare you the rest of the rant because I said I would. But I was about to go. I was about to go right back down that rabbit hole. Oh, ah. All right, we have the Cubs and Wilson Contreras with a game used Clubhouse Collection relic. And I know there's another hit because I intentionally shuffled them both to the back because I saw that we had two. And it is Albert Almora Clubhouse Collection relic for the Cubs. So not only two hits in that box, two Cubs hits in that box. So, what do you think about that? If you got the Cubs, you probably think, oh, yeah, that's good. And if you do not have the Cubs, you're probably like, ooh, that stinks. That's usually the way we think about things, right? If it impacts us nicely, then we're like, yeah, this product rocks. And when it doesn't, we're like, oh, no, this product's terrible. That's human nature. Okay, so we'll do a little quick recapping here of a few little odds and ends, and then we'll put up the shipping information again. If you missed that earlier, we'll take another look at when you can expect your item to ship and all that fun stuff. And I feel my voice just going. I'm sure you have noticed it too tonight. So I think we're going to get out of this just in time while I can still speak. So there's Bryce Harper for the Phillies. These are our box loaders. And Justin Verlander for the Astros. Alongside that comes Juan Marcial for San Francisco. And then I've got our original 1971 card again, just as a reminder, it is Beat All the Thunder and Back. It is the Indians and Eddie Leon. Mookie Betts, Red Sox, and the Polar Bear, Pete Alonso for the Mets. Those were our box loaders for this half case. And then these are our Ernie Banks that fall one per box. They're all Let's Play 2, and they're all Ernie Banks, and they're all the Cubs. So you know you're going to find one of those per box, generally speaking. Our Chrome, we've got an Ozuna to $9.99 for the Braves, Kim for the Cardinals to $9.99, the Red Sox and Colin McHugh for $9.99. Then we've got the Chrome Refractor variants, Tommy Kahnle to $5.71 for the Yankees, and then the Blue Jays also to $5.71. That is Yamaguchi. Next up, my little stack here, which is our white parallel. That's Wong for San Francisco. We've got the Yasiel Puig action image variant. That's for Cleveland. And then this little beauty right here. Oh, that's nice. You know it is. That is Robert White Sox rookie card action image variant. Very nice little hit for the White Sox. These are high number short, and again, I'm sure there are more of these that I just didn't catch my eye as we went through, but I will look for them in sorting along with anything else that could be a variant. So we had the Astros, the Brewers, the Giants, and a couple for the Braves. And somehow, how'd this one not get in the sleeve? I have no idea. But now he's in there. All right, so. And we had a lot of Ozuna in high number short prints out of the first half of this case, too. It was weird. Like there were bunches of him. I don't know why so many of him, but anyway, so that's the way. All right. Okay. Albert Almora, Clubhouse Collection relic with a pinstripe. Woohoo! And that, of course, is the Cubs. And then we have the Cubs again. Came out of the same box. Wilson Contreras. We did have, what, 3 boxes, guys, out of this half that had double hits in them. So we ended up with 3 extra relics beyond what we expected, I think. And there's Buster Posey for the Giants. Here's Yadi Molina. And that one is out for the Cardinals. Got a Jackie Bradley Jr. for the Red Sox. And this one is for the Cubs as well. It's hand numbered, though. It's our gold variant. And it is numbered to 99 for Javi Baez. We have one autograph in here, and it is Max Kepler headed to Minnesota and the Twins. We have another relic for the Cardinals. I'd forgotten about this one, that we even hit it. And that is Little Goldie headed to St. Louis, followed by Mr. Trevor Story for the Colorado Rockies. All right, so that is where we land tonight with our break, our half case break of Heritage High Number. So as promised, I'm going to put up your shipping information, etc. again right now. So if you missed any of that earlier, if you hang tight, I'm going to get it back up on the screen for you. We'll go through it again real quickly for those of you who might have missed the 411 earlier. I am anticipating that this will be a Monday ship date. Again, just because it does take quite a bit of time to get this product actually sorted and out the door. If I can get it done sooner, I will gladly do so for you. If something unexpected were to come up, it could always go a day later than Monday, but obviously I'm hopeful that Monday will be the day. And everybody will have pulled cards in here because, as you saw, there are about 80 bazillion trillion cards in this break. So, yeah, all the teams got something. We don't have to worry about consolation cards in this particular break. We've got you covered. Everybody's going to get a package. And then as far as what's coming up in the days ahead, this is all not a lot up there right now. It's tomorrow night. We've got a half case break of Elite Extra Edition Baseball, and that is a half case of loose boxes from a shared case. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday always were scheduled off nights. Tuesday, I'm not sure. That's why it says TBD up there. So if I can find something from one of my distributors that I can is a reasonable, and that's the key, a reasonable secondary market price, then I'll pick that up and I'll put up a 3-day listing and we'll break on Tuesday night. If I cannot find anything at the distributors that is what I'm going to call a somewhat reasonable price, then we probably will not break again after Friday until Wednesday when Playbook comes out. So it's really just largely going to depend on what kind of inventory I can find tomorrow at what kind of price. So stay tuned in regard to Wednesday, I guess is the deal. So Oyster Cracker and Michael and Blake, thank you guys. Well, thank everybody for joining me and being here tonight. But Michael in particular has been so great tonight to chat with me, and it helps the time go by when you guys are involved in chatting. So thank you, everyone. Oyster Cracker jumped in there at the end, of course, too, as did Blake, and Jay Allen was there in the beginning, but Michael kept me going all night. So I appreciate you, man. I appreciate everybody. So thanks again. Have a great rest of your evening. If I don't see you tomorrow for Elite Extra Edition, I hope that I will see you again sometime soon. And maybe my voice won't be so messed up so that I can, we'll talk more. And you guys are like, wait, no, you couldn't possibly talk anymore. Maybe not talk more, but talk, me sound pretty, sound more like myself. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, that's it for me tonight. So I'll be back at it tomorrow night. Thanks, everyone. Enjoy your evening. Stay safe and healthy. Stay happy. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye now.